summons because MPP for them make an grown ass or moody because this week we the air bronye or yeah na toshi I mean and an atoshi will contract and an atoshi diska when did abronye know send atoshi will contract me will be only MPP for be any send atoshi was MPP Itama West MP now atoshi so ni kunu na ye contractor but just because of primaries ba ko amoko any mguasi am person do good me one atoshi was on the ticket to be baomia eranimeto just in nanu your crossing carpet call you can honti udinatem and I where this say and then this is there taking the note moi am feel I know NDC di gumo party no mbe guno NDC agenda ne say so omu to me je panda any free mo say because akwetia omaje ablekuma omaje we omojia ombe gumu party because now then it's an ego warfare. Ego no say NDC has succeeded in telling everybody say MPP a guabo. I'm using a corrupted version. Person MPP for say MPP a guabo.
Minia, mamena wasi, na mema wakwaba. Question ba kwa me pese bibisa NPP political party paying for from national to polling station, you know. And they say, are they really serious? Omo ye serious say omo pese omo win power biem. E wo Ghana memu ha na. Se du mebi na se ye kan se bi se ye obi tinche obi kan se ade nto na ye kasa sa e bia ye didi obi atem. There be we e ye question me bisa enye atem didie. Watch ase edrum le bi a ye na ye tie kire no. Despite say me nye NPP ni na se me nye NDC ni. Me kire madwen se obi a wo Ghana na me to aba no. Se ye tie kire na se ye hwe omo a ye hu say this current crop of leadership no, excuse me to say, they are very lazy. Now, omude nsembi eyi omo anu a emwa party no. Omu se si anu opposition. Say ye be ya, mo be keep the government in power on check. Na ma Ghana etumi a movie forward no. Na mo so ma pe kwan so nku bi so ahyehye mo party no. Say ye be ya, emra etoa emre so no. Mo so mo be ye munoma ye no motumi aba aban mu bi mu no. Sisi ye de party no mo de ahye omo adwen mu say omo pese omo egu party no. In this agenda no na omo airrunning. Adenti na make sa. So utie current crop of leaders na as omo de nsem bi eyi omo ho ano set time wana JJ Wallace owo ho no from 1992 eba 1996 no na NPP for omo ni even a single parliamentarian ewa parliament na nso 2000 president Kofo ebe wini power ema omo eba aban mu enti no matter the kind of defeat omo receive 2024 no they are going to bounce back na obetimi atena ho na waye won sese na otimi bounce back na there be time na Ghana for 80 president Kofo no boto aba edema no na president Kofo omama ye omabanyida na NPP for omama aban mu da sisi ye de moba aban mu from 2000 to 2008 and from 2017 to 2024 moba aban mu ama ye humo performance say eye and say enye no Ghana for enim but time Kofo o win 2000 na NPP for e mind what you say enti munnyoma bi a moba aban mu amoye ye enti ene ma Ghana for atu abayi atia mo na se moko opposition na se ne ebe ya befa kwan sonko bi so na mahyehyɛ mo party no na party no aye akono na mo san aba aban mu biemu no daabi sisi ye de party no ni guo mu ana obugu so a omo ego party no nie nti ba meka se omo eye lazy no e de se nkrofo bi nom ayi omo anim se omo pese obugu party no nanso party leadership no omo ntimi enka asem bia enkyere omo e na omo agyae omo e na omo ye de omo pɛ e party no emu meka se me bodi bebre nanso ehun ehia sisi ye a me ne wo kase yi Vim Lady efie pokua wo be di nkobo bi extensively e di afa sa political party e from NPP no ehun na sem na me ka no ebia na Vim Lady so all kan ohun sa woman no se all kase na me tie na it makes a lot of sense but se nipa bi sa oyi na na se all kasa obi be ka se bia on party na sem na se bibia e ti sa there bi se ne be ye o man Ghana be moving forward because whether you like it or not, see ya meno ekase eye NPP ni NDC. Enti se baakon eye na adwen se want to tune nyema yi a obema baakon no freedom ama mo ye de omo pe bia e wo Ghana memu ha. Na wa imagine the koso sisi ye NDC enya the overwhelming majority e wo parliament no. De omo pe bia e na omo beye. Enti se mo so mo to nyema yi na mo keep them on their toes. De omo pe e na omo beye ekoba sa na emwa sisi ye no NDC omo agenda ene say omo pese omo gu NPP party no that is the agenda they are pursuing enti si no seat bi eto from bia no omo yo madwen say omo ebeje And on betimi agyen so because there is a precedence. Omwajibi na eye NPP seat. Omwaje pandan so sisi no omo grounds. Omo person omo eche. NPP for the TV stations and the radio stations so na omo ma excuses as they are playing foul games. Minua so be no age na boxing ring mu. Na referee ashina ben say mon start fight na. Ubewu kura ubewu nipa na obehwew ama wawu. Enti mamo nyama bi so mbetena TV so mbetena radio so na maye moni mobomobo na NPP NDC for mo GM parliamentarian seat ni menua obeye serious aye serious agro no ye mamu nyina on the fair ground say mon start na mo start enti se ba ko di kan agyawo sa hwiase na wo ahwe no eno no enye excuse okona so kodi kan a ye da baso no ebema no enti se mo be hyehye munuma yi a mo hyehye munuma yi menua me ma me kasa enye tintin afepokua Vim Lady obedi nkomo bi me pese me no ye tie nsem a Vim Lady oka ni yetimi asua bribi e de afim se wo hwe me na wo ye NDC ni wo ye NPP ni o pemre na hwese video fa ko awie na wo besua ade ba ko na se miru bi e de afim ma be na wase na ansa na ye be video no menua unya en subscribe ye to this particular channel a mesrew se subscribe na e wo horo obe click so like video we so wo hwe video no ewia comment bia na won so go to the comment section na chiro ba bi for go ho emame na boa ama ye bia ayekama ehwe video no emra yekoba yebeto so me da wase
MPP for them na make an grown ass omudi because this week we the hair abronye oye na atoshi ami and na atoshi wo contract and na atoshi diska when did abronye know say na atoshi wo contract me wo bia oni MPP for bia nim say na atoshi was NPP Tema West MP na atoshi so ni kunu na ye contractor but just because of primaries ba ko amoko any mguasi am person me wa na atoshi was on the ticket to be Baomia eranimeto just in nanu yo cross a carpet call you can honti udinatem and about where this say and then this is there taking the note moi am feel I know NDC di gumo party no mbe guno we are NDC sponsor CPP and PNC na PNC abe the opposition party say market baby and so can me menya prophet but I'm an analyst NDC be gu MPP no ma boa CPP and PNC one of those two parties to become the main opposition party. And no more children, no more tonium, no revo. Because one power no promise fear be amuko where promise bank when you nana donate a baumia a nana donate Alan promise pobi promise ka create amuko look at how mu did them wanted just because not to share cross capital. Of course, not every MPP member never supported baumia, but when you were nim who dinner time where you no and nana to see and you may nimu kaguno so me yatamani and I know Natoshi. Minimum nyina of course ba me aso minimum but I'm saying say mo politics na mo ye no this acrimonious nature of politics primaries ye did attempt run somebody down and this is there nice MSC and this is there they are the chief architects of propaganda architects of communication omo ho no mo chro and they are omo de no be gumo party no nti omo wi na my friend na to she ombra iyoko na wow feel na wo de ama omo na my friend no 4 years no more money pressure up and down wow iti ba omia. If you know what is good for you, one kasa fra bronye, ye nimse onya boy, enya na osuma no de bad at this. O kasa, e wo influential a friend saying inti fra no, na ka chance on turn it down. This is an internal elections. Enya life and death. Enya kodiewo internal elections. And then this each them no, the good me sit pandai MP no man hwe ni ye. No man start and check ni BP. O luzu pandai rerun na. Ni BP beba wan hwe na no so kotwa a friend saying akwatia. That's how it's looking. That is how it's looking. NBC won for boots on the ground. And then you full soldiers you. Omo party from penny for practice omo pandai. That na you can't say rerun and no more do pandai. Who opposition? We see it in our luzu. Akotia kwa ya odi akwa luzu pandai. You umube luzu and also aka mo ahwe here. And ebema papa ni BP aba MP no. Because you have abandoned him. Afaya na last minute Gary ni makwaya what? No, I started fire motions from all cylinders. Look at what Gary Nibako has filed in court. And he's asking the court, say, Nimu ya, immediately and at once. They should furnish him with those disclosures. This is the letter Gary Nibako Troy. Let me move it well so that. In terms of communication, NDC does a better job. Because now that NDC is in power and pono, NDC to me, yes, strategically communication, no? They're able to do strategic communication. Bandai in a day. I wasn't Kakmanda in a trend, no. NDC has succeeded in diverting attention to the COVID levy Mahama repeal. And then Mahama signed a bill to repeal the COVID levy. NDC, because they are very strategic in communications, you know, where to me diverting attention about the sea and also. Meanwhile, and the biggest news, because of their course on Rano, should rather be what? Pandai. And so the attention should go to Pandai and Tokwa course of Pandai. Issues should be, everything should be based on Pandai. But NDC are shifting as no at the court a year. We will come back to Mahama 1 year in office. But and President Mahama could sign a document to officially and formally repeal the COVID levy, no. And that has been the center stage, and all the news near the ending. NDC has succeeded in shifting. I mean, that's the power of being in charge. NDC is showing MPP before say they are in charge. Opposition, you are louder in opposition because your biggest voice no is in opposition. Because opposition na unya adagye to make us. Now in President Mama, and then the pictures have been all over. Or signing you COVID relief levy if you are on what signing. Any say kutu say bam. That's all hine babo no kumase no. Say kutu say bam. And President Mahama signing adie no. Meanwhile in opposition, no, MPP must be seen to be the loudest. At least they should be controlling the narrative because so we are busy. You are focusing on Abaino. MPP for my NDC for say Jumana or Moyen. You see, it shows you how a friend saying MPP managed communication when they were in government and in opposition. We'll come back to Pandai issue no, because it looks like NDC for our agenda be me what I've gathered from the grapevine, and I see nobody should come here and if you out say well he no dey attempt dey try be careful the attempt that I cannot going to change what I will say. NDC wa agenda be see this Pandai issue no, and can confess NDC wa majority. And then a change NDC person almost anje a friend saying as a Pandai omu ji seat ni nyina NDC wa agenda be. Omu who say MPP for a week and an opposition party a week. You see MPP was even weak in power. In government no they were weak kakra but na because when you are in power no kind of blinds them be ntinema bi. So even when you move be near catch MPP for mu yo key amongst them Gabi. Me na no me on a Gabi cry na me 3 months and if you na who criticize them say yeah. And I'm not afraid to say I'm criticizing you and I'll continue to criticize you because near be in the past and kamudi juma and mamu and kanya and say nebu opposition you have nothing to hold on to. And abronya modi adani attempted of your people. Ni nyina ye mu weak links ni bi no. Every people weak links ni bi because in a week and Kakmandai should be the main issue no. And this is diverting attention. Yeah, repealing COVID-19 levy. Or Chile say he's in charge. And this is in charge. They are not in charge of just government. They are in charge of opposition. They are in charge of everything. They are in charge of communication. And you see, something that will show you, say, NDC is even in charge of communication. NDC, by look at the number of communicators, or even mainstream journalists, mainstream journalists, baby, I want na kasa. You will no longer hold that former work now. They criticize and they are showing you how propaganda is done. This is NDC that came from revolution. Makacho say military coup be the main thing. A military dictators be our propaganda because they must. I don't be na Tuari or Burkina no. Everybody internationally feels that Tuari ama Burkina Faso are heaven. Meanwhile, who do Burkina insider? The Burkina base will tell you say near man heaven sir. But propaganda is a major tool of any warfare, any military dictatorship. Anywhere, what the Russia-Ukraine war, half of it is propaganda. Ukraine, because I say we need war, no Russia. So, but it is all propaganda. Go and ask the Americans when they did the Gulf War, when they did all those takeovers in Libya. It is all propaganda to make you look like Gaddafi or a demon. It's here, propaganda is a major warfare tool, and that is what NDC very smart. They are using. And NDC sign COVID relief levy. No cause ubenya daja no aba beka Pandai na. Very few people will talk about Pandai. And Pandai so omo koso on the ground. If there's anything shenanigans going on the ground, unya na wate. unya na wahu because and this omo guy and this omo tough. And I hope MPP for no will learn lessons. Because that's a power na kasa obetena so a na kakra ko anuma na afa why you confused. Into the things that you are supposed to pay attention to, you don't pay attention to. One they call so akotiano. It is the same frustration. And a man abrantiano akotiano depression yeah and a team or the stuff. And I hope MPP for no will learn lessons. Because that's a power na kasa obetena so a na kakra ko anuma na afa why you confused. Into the things that you are supposed to pay attention to, you don't pay attention to. One they call so akotiano. It is the same frustration. And a man abrantiano akotiano depression yeah and a team or the uno. When the man died within NPP internally, they will tell you between the last 6 months, last 1 year, and can also NPP as a party. Or move focus on Pandai, no more just on Beko guy Nechi, no more one. What do you need? Lawyers now here, court now also call. How can we do the research? How can we help you defend this case? There be Omada. Omo Baomia, Canada, Japan, Omu Yana court to say Uncle rerun. I find NDC for MPP fire ward. I could Gary ni Makon. I could freeway. Mumpamo meyewe. Munya ward na munya ward. NDC agenda ne says so. Omu to me Jack Panda any free muse because akotia omaje. Ablekuma omaje. We omojia ombe gum party because now then it's an ego warfare. Ego no say NDC has succeeded in telling everybody say MPP a guabo. Tie brofona mekano. I'm using a corrupted version. Person MPP for say MPP a guabo. Now MPP for this is you see it's an indictment on you people. Say President Kufuor MPP, judgment MPP. Now in the lifetime of President Kufuor, tiasi o nyasu o tiasi. President Kufuor nyakupo sha unkwanso wate. Omo mo criticize your fire bend them. Forget your omo. Abebi anyone mistaking wo. You did your best. Forget your omo nyina say. And I want be criticize you Kufuor do abonte. Ah now the people who were close to President Kufuor, they know how he criticized Kufuor. Ekono no me homework man so me criticize no abonten na yesi penny odue mante unim nyansa nche obi a anya wona be kire President Kufuor the manner in which he should criticize wa criticizing Kufuor internally in the whole Kufuor 8 years President Kufuor was one of the people on tank on wompo because of what President Kufuor tiano enti when you people are saying I don't know one be criticize no opinion wona be man formula. Are you the one to show President Kufuor his modus operandi of criticizing the Kufuor? Opa, mo forget to Kramunkoda. Don't come in. He has done his best criticizing the Kufuor. In fact, yeah, President Kufuor video no cry wahe. Even when MPP for primaries in 2008, Satamia Kufuor bill no. So that's when President Kufuor can. Or say look, oh video way. Oh, why did I remove this video? Jeez, Anything can remove this video. President Kufuor did this iconic speech. Or see here, Mamu Kodi Sikechi, and or the be a cracker who said, we won't walk or to me Kodi a brochia, but any other can tell Butuno so. And you people are saying that President Kufuor has been consistent at criticizing President Kufuor even before he became president and after he became president. Who to me your homework, I don't go and blame the old man.
Because we by ourselves alone cannot get all the votes we need. All NPP, true NPP people will vote for us. But then, I don't think we'll make the 50% plus one action and that sort of thing. We have to be careful about. The party must stay together. Then, when we've seen such a person, we must also look and see when we present this person to the rest of the country, all of Ghana, he must be the type most people will look at and say, ah, this man. When we sleep on him, we'll sleep. He's a good person. We'll work with him. That's how to get the majority, to secure the majority. So, among the candidates or aspirants coming, listen to everybody. Please, it's not the money they will bring around. If they call you, give you 10 million, and you think because of that you're going. I want to catch a chicken. What do? You give corn. But then that corn might lead to his death. So it's not money. So the candidate that will come is not the money. Listen, ask questions, see how the mind works, look at its nature, and see whether the party will lead us all together like one family, and then after the party, the nation, the majority of the nation will accept this person.
If this is not a direct criticism of Akufo-Addo, what is? This is President Akufo in 2007, 2008. Sometimes now fake cry no more elect Akufo-Addo as flag bearer. See, hey, Montomobo. Monfa obi a obetimi aka mo abom na obi obetimi divide mo. Na mo say President Akufo be criticize that baby. Buso obi a okochia President Akufo so okon on te so criticize Akufo-Addo me say penny odue mate. Said the old person will tell it doesn't change the fact that you also have a brain and you have to think with your brain in your head. And then President Akufo he's been very consistent criticizing President Akufo-Addo. Only President Akufo-Addo in any case, President Akufo-Addo so had to be president so be able. And yes, any panel Maya no be criticizing a kekon. From parliament so he knew what he was talking about. But for the rest of the Ghanaians, so your job is to wait to see President Akufo-Addo about what the answer will be determine what you want. And yan moment they will be Ghana, they will be a person be an
Yes, that is Vim Lady for you. What children have is a painting paying for no mobile force or moon for or another dear, what can a dear, but CCA dear, Minia, LPP. To me, is becoming unattractive and yet attractive beam. And I don't know say honorable be our ye NDC ni. Na all can say be set first no na say wo share NDC party t-shirt. Na obi share babonte otimi from na kan kire we say cratch nipa na wo NDC. Nanso ene even from national to polling station party executives omuye NPP for omunya yanka omuye NDC for ene ya mene wo ka say Erica J honorable ono na wo kan sa asem no e wo Asempa FM so what you say but you can wo boana no because the current top of leadership of NPP mono minua say e drew say e beto aba delegates beto aba e dia ma omu bie mu a me meka say e be ya mo nto aba no na munyi omu nyina mfiro na mo fa no from say ne be ya party no you to me fa no to mapa efra but the e koso NDC for nso you see omo hwe but omo time so e bedru eho e na ye behu say the NPP for eye omo be ye amana bro and say omo they are just going to take it on a slow note send your baby bibiala akoso come on mama fa wo AC and answer na ye be kono besra se unya and subscribe to this particular channel subscribe no obekireke so like video we so comment bia na wo so go to the comment section actually na for google e mama me do nyankopon so do besra se be hwe wo so yi me ne wo ebesiem sisi ye de makra bye bye.